A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant move, the United States has announced a pause on all routine visa applications for citizens of Zimbabwe, marking a continuation of travel restrictions that have increasingly targeted African nations. This decision comes shortly after the U.S. introduced a controversial pilot program that mandates travelers from Malawi and Zambia to pay a bond of up to $15,000 for tourist or business visas. The bond, which is forfeitable should the applicant overstay their visa, has raised concerns among potential travelers and advocates alike. The State Department confirmed that the U.S. Embassy in Zimbabwe would cease all routine visa services starting Friday. This pause is intended to address unspecified concerns with the government of Zimbabwe. The embassy has indicated that this suspension is temporary and is part of the broader efforts by the Trump administration to prevent visa overstays and misuse. Notably, most diplomatic and official visas will remain exempt from this pause, allowing certain categories of travelers to continue their visa processes. This latest restriction is part of a larger pattern of travel bans and heightened scrutiny imposed by the Trump administration on several African countries. Back in June, the U.S. implemented travel bans affecting citizens from 12 countries, 7 of which are located in Africa. Furthermore, restrictions were escalated on an additional 7 nations, 3 of which are also African. In a bid to enhance national security and public safety, the U.S. has demanded that 36 countries, predominantly from Africa, improve their vetting processes for travelers. Failure to comply could result in a ban on their citizens from entering the United States. Zimbabwe, along with Malawi and Zambia, has been specifically identified as needing to improve travel documentation and address the status of its nationals residing illegally in the U.S. The Trump administration has consistently framed these measures as necessary for the protection of American citizens and the integrity of the visa process. In addition to the bond requirement for Malawians and Zambians, the new policy stipulates that citizens from these countries must arrive and depart through one of 3 designated airports: Boston's Logan International Airport, New York's JFK International Airport, or Dulles International Airport near Washington, D.C. This pilot program is set to commence on August 20th. The implications of these travel restrictions are profound, as they not only affect the ability of Zimbabweans, Malawians, and Zambians to visit the U.S., but also raise questions about the broader impact on diplomatic relations and the perception of the United States in the African continent. Critics argue that these measures could deter legitimate travelers and create barriers to cultural exchange and economic opportunities. The pause on visa applications for Zimbabwean citizens, coupled with the bond requirements for travelers from Malawi and Zambia, reflects a tightening of immigration policies that many believe disproportionately affect African nations. As the situation evolves, the response from the Zimbabwean government and the affected citizens will be closely monitored, as it could lead to further diplomatic tensions or calls for policy reconsideration. The U.S. State Department has reiterated its commitment to national security, stating, "The Trump administration is protecting our nation and our citizens by upholding the highest standards of national security and public safety through our visa process." As the August 20th start date for the bond pilot program approaches, the international community watches closely to see how these policies will unfold and what impact they will have on the lives of those seeking to travel to the United States from Zimbabwe, Malawi, and Zambia. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.